Hello, I'm Isabel with High-Tech Design Safety, here with a presentation for you on risk analysis and risk assessment for industrial equipment. You are looking for certification support, and we at High-Tech Design Safety specialize in certifying industrial machinery and semiconductor process equipment with more than 1,400 successful projects to our credit. Our process is designed to provide support and certification guidance throughout every stage of the project, helping manufacturers simplify the path to market. When manufacturers think about compliance, many immediately picture testing, inspections, or certification, but long before any of these steps happen, one process has the greatest impact on the success of a project: risk analysis and risk assessment. Failing to identify hazards early can lead to costly redesigns, project delays, and unexpected compliance challenges. On the other hand, a structured risk assessment helps manufacturers build safer equipment while making the certification process much smoother. In this video, we'll explain what risk analysis and risk assessment are, why they matter, and how they fit into a successful industrial equipment compliance strategy. Risk analysis is the process of identifying hazards associated with industrial equipment and evaluating the level of risk they present. Rather than waiting until equipment is complete, manufacturers assess potential hazards during the design and engineering stages. This proactive approach makes it easier to address safety concerns before they become expensive problems later in the project. Whether it's an electrical hazard, a mechanical risk, or an operational concern, identifying these issues early helps create safer, more reliable equipment. Once hazards have been identified, the next step is determining whether those risks are acceptable. This is where risk assessment comes into play. The goal isn't to eliminate every possible hazard. That simply isn't realistic for most industrial equipment. Instead, manufacturers evaluate the remaining risks and determine whether additional safeguards or engineering changes are needed to reduce them to an acceptable level. This creates a structured, repeatable process for making informed engineering decisions rather than relying on assumptions. A successful risk assessment follows a logical sequence. First, identify the hazards associated with the equipment. Next, evaluate whether those risks are acceptable for the intended application. If they are not, implement engineering controls or protective measures to reduce the risk. Once those changes have been made, verify that the safeguards actually work as intended. Finally, document the entire process. This documentation becomes an important part of the equipment's technical file and helps demonstrate that appropriate safety measures were taken throughout the project. One of the biggest mistakes manufacturers make is treating risk assessment as a one-time exercise without properly documenting the results. Comprehensive documentation provides evidence of the engineering decisions that were made and supports future conformity assessments, certification reviews, and equipment modifications. It also creates consistency across projects and helps engineering teams maintain clear records throughout the product lifecycle. Good documentation isn't just about meeting compliance requirements, it's about building confidence in the design process. Another common misconception is that risk assessments only happen once. In reality, significant modifications to equipment often require the process to be repeated. Changes to electrical systems, machine functionality, control architecture, or major hardware components can introduce new hazards that weren't present in the original design. Revisiting the risk assessment after substantial changes helps ensure the equipment continues to meet its intended safety objectives. At High-Tech Design Safety, risk analysis isn't treated as an isolated task. It's integrated into the entire compliance process. By working with manufacturers early in the project, HTDS helps identify potential hazards, support technical documentation, and prepare equipment for a successful conformity assessment. Addressing risk before testing begins often leads to fewer surprises, smoother certification efforts, and more efficient project timelines. Risk analysis and risk assessment are essential components of industrial equipment compliance. When performed early and documented thoroughly, they help manufacturers improve safety, reduce project delays, and build a stronger foundation for certification. Instead of reacting to problems after equipment is complete, proactive risk management allows engineering teams to solve issues while they're still easy to address. If your organization is preparing equipment for compliance or certification, incorporating risk assessment into your design process can make a significant difference in the success of your project. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to subscribe for more content covering industrial machinery safety, compliance, CE marking, and engineering best practices, And if you're looking for guidance on your next compliance project, visit High-Tech Design Safety to learn how our team can help you navigate the certification process with confidence. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.